Ratatouille doesn't sound delicious. It sounds like rat and patootie. Rat patootie, which does not sound delicious.
In 2007, Pixar released one of the strangest movies they had ever made. Not a movie about superheroes or toys or monsters, but a rat. A rat who dreamed of becoming a chef. If you had pitched that idea to anybody, almost anybody at least, they probably would have laughed. After all, rats and restaurants are about as incompatible as two things can be. On paper, Ratatouille sounds less like the next Pixar classic and more like the kind of movie that should never be made, or even a movie that doesn't even make it out of the brainstorming phase. And yet, nearly 20 years later, it's remembered as one of Pixar's greatest achievements.
I love it! Sir Dino's already asking about it. About Linguini. I have 7 more orders. That's wonderful.
When I was a kid, I loved Ratatouille. I would watch it over and over and over again. The animation was beautiful. It was hilarious. The food looked incredible. And watching Linguini somehow fake his way through one disaster after another never got old. But now that I'm coming back to it, I notice something new. Because Ratatouille isn't really about cooking. It's about passion and creativity. It's about finding the courage to chase something that everybody else thinks is impossible. And somehow, Pixar managed to hide one of its most human stories inside the movie about a rat making soup. Or rather, a rat making ratatouille. What's interesting is that Remy isn't chasing fame. He's not trying to become the greatest chef in all of France because he wants people to know his name. He just loves to cook. He loves combining flavors. He loves experimenting. He loves creating something that can give somebody a smile. That's such a simple motivation, but I think it's why he feels so real. He's not driven by recognition. He's driven by passion. And somewhere along the way, I think a lot of us lose that. When we were kids, we draw because it's fun. We write stories because we have an idea. We pick up a guitar because we want to hear what we can make. Then, at some point, we start asking different questions. What if people don't like it? What's the point if nobody sees it? Remy never really asked those questions. He just wanted to cook.
Ratatouille? It's a peasant dish. Are you sure you want to serve this to Ego?
Something new that I noticed is that everybody seems to tell Remy who he's supposed to be. His dad tells him that he's a rat and that he needs to survive. Chef Skinner only sees him as a pest. The health inspector would probably have a heart attack. No one looks at Remy and thinks, yeah, that guy belongs in one of the best kitchens in all of Paris. Except for Remy, and partially Linguini. And that's enough. I think we've all had moments where we felt like we didn't belong, and maybe it was just a new job or a new school, trying something completely outside of our comfort zone. You spend so much time wondering if everybody notices you don't belong, that you forget that they're usually busy worrying about themselves. And then there's Linguini. I honestly think he's one of Pixar's funniest characters. He spends the first half of this movie thinking he's about 5 minutes away from getting fired. He's awkward, he's lanky, he's consistently confused, and somehow he keeps failing, but upward. Beneath all that comedy, Linguini struggles with something most people experience: imposter syndrome. He doesn't think he deserves to be there. He assumes everyone else has figured him out. And if you've ever started a new job or gone to college or even started anything new, you know exactly what that feels like. The funny thing is, almost everybody feels that way. Some people are just better at hiding it. And then there's Anton Ego. As a kid, he terrified me. Now, I think he's one of the best written characters Pixar has ever created. At first, he seems like the villain. He's cold, he's intimidating. His reviews can destroy careers. But the more I watch this movie, the more I realize he isn't a villain. He's someone who forgot why they fell in love with his work. Or fell in love with the food. And I think that happens more than we'd like to admit. Sometimes we get so focused on judging things that we forget how to enjoy them. When I was a kid, it was a movie about cooking. Now it feels like a movie about believing in yourself without becoming full of yourself. About chasing excellence instead of attention. About creating because you love to create, not because it's guaranteed to work. And maybe that's why it continues to resonate with people almost 20 years later, because deep down all of us have something we care about. Something that probably sounds a little ridiculous to somebody else. The question is whether we're willing to chase it anyways. If a rat can become one of the greatest chefs in Paris, maybe the thing you've been chasing or talking yourself out of isn't as impossible as it seems.
Your only limit is your soul. What I say is true. Anyone can cook, but only the fearless